Okay, this is the one we should watch first.
Into Minneapolis a little bit ago, and did some reconnaissance on the ground, speaking to an organization there that's gearing up to for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together. Diverse community. If you see this, when we first pulled up, we're like, wait a minute, which operation are we at? And as it turns out, because we're like, well, this is kind of MAGA coded, right? Saw the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up, and it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they
Should be called Operation. That's what it should be called. But okay.
Surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations. Again, you can't tell you where they're going.
Yeah, you can't tell you where they're going. We know where they're going. Is this it? This might be it. Let's see.
Shameful. This is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to
Not in the
worship.
church,
We're here to worship Jesus, because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world, is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Don't push me as I inch closer to force you to answer my questions while he's trying to tell you I need to go take care of my folks. Okay, Don.
Okay, that's why we're here. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
No one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship.
Yeah.
We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much.
This is unacceptable.
I'm also a Christian. No, you're not. You'd be opposed to it. You'd be opposed to it, Lemonhead. There's no way you're a Christian. That's crazy. Let's see what it is.
People who are wearing the uniform now, you think they're patriots?
I don't think so, especially those ICE agents.
That's what I'm talking
no.
about. Yeah. Well,
No, they're terrorists. They're traitors.
thank you guys. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it.
Today we had the honor to protest with Takima Armstrong and the Racial Justice Network. Just like Jesus did, we went into that church and we flipped tables peacefully. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities?
I'm not going to comment.
You have no comment, exactly. As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino.
You know, the craziest part about all this is that they went into a church. They're forcing people to talk about a situation that either someone doesn't want to talk about, or if they have their opinion on it, they've either already shared it or they're already doing something in their private and personal life to advocate for the situation. And you're forcing them to speak upon it. Not only that, but Don Lemhan's like, oh, well, we have the First Amendment. Bro, just so you know, you have the First Amendment right, but to enter a private location and disrupt the church service, not only that, but that's a law. As a matter of fact, before I finish playing that, let's finish watching that video, and I'll pull it up once I find it. But let's see.
Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians. But we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you. Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice. He wears a suit and tie, and he hangs out with Kristi Noem. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not? Why are you not going down to Whipple and joining us in protest against this inhumanity?
Again, it goes back to what I said earlier, where it's like, well, if you're not doing what I want you to do, then you're a bad person. You're not a real Christian. It's like, you can only be a Christian if you are doing it the way that we say you should do it. It's just ridiculous, is what it is. It's completely and totally ridiculous. Let's see what this is. Don Lemon should go to prison for this. He incited a protest at a church and then filmed kids fleeing from the church. Yeah, let's see what he says.
Watch this guy here, look, he's hugging his kid. And, you know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But again, careful, it's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here, but that's what really, careful, please, really slippery. Not kidding. That's what protesting is about. And so,
that's not what protesting is about.
Here, look, he's hugging his kid.
That's the crazy part. I've seen other videos where he said, "Oh, this is what protesting is, to make you feel uncomfortable." Like that's not what protesting is. You're not supposed to make people feel uncomfortable. You're supposed to be heard, and you're supposed to conduct yourself in a way where people are willing to listen to your ideas because there are injustices that are going on. This is an injustice. This is just terrorizing people because you have bigger numbers, because they can't defend themselves. And my other statement to this do you think this would fly at a synagogue? Do you think this would fly at a mosque? What do you think would have happened if they entered a mosque? Why do you think they didn't enter a mosque? Why do you think they didn't enter a synagogue? You notice it's always Christians, and I'm not even a defender of Christianity. I wouldn't even say, I don't know if I'd say I'm Christian or not. I grew up in the Christian religion, but I have my own issues with it and my own battles with it, so I won't even express those thoughts. But my point is, you only see this in the Christian religion. You don't see this in any other religion. And when Christians decide to defend themselves, they're always attacked. And this religion is always attacked. And they always use God as an example. Oh, well, you should turn the other cheek, or you should do this, or you should do. Well, God also flipped tables in church when you were doing shit that wasn't appropriate. And I think this would categorize as something not appropriate. I may not be like a religious person, but I would never go into a church, whether it's a Catholic church, whether it's a synagogue, or whether it's a mosque. I would never do that. You want to protest on the street, bro. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I would love to hear a coherent argument that maybe would make me change my mind, but I don't think it exists. I really don't. So it feels like no one's actually listening anymore. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think anybody's listening. People just wanna yell at each other. People just want to be right, and that's a problem. Let's see what this church pastor says.
Today in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a group of activists led by Don Lemon stormed a Baptist church by the name of Cities Church during their worship time. They were screaming and chanting, disrupting the singing and the preaching, because they suspected an ICE officer may attend the church. This is a violation of what is known as the FACE Act. And not only do we condemn this act, but tonight I want to demand that the Department of Justice investigate what took place in Minneapolis, apprehend those who broke the law, and arrest them accordingly. We must protect religious liberty in this country. As people meet to worship God, they have been given legally the right to enter, to worship, and to leave their place of worship. The Lord Jesus said, "In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world." I have preached for many years that there will come a time when we'll find out who are Christians by label and by convenience, and who are Christians by conviction. And certainly we're entering those days now. I believe we should pray for this congregation, and we should be vigilant as Christians to exercise our freedom to worship our Savior and to stand unashamed for the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I might add as a subnote that we welcome all branches of law enforcement to Lancaster Baptist Church. And so let us pause before we begin tonight and have a word of prayer and ask the Lord to bless and to meet the needs in this situation.
I think Don's going to go to jail for this. I do. He's going to jail.
Fake right-wing propaganda news alert from this supposed right-angle news network, supposed network, that I led a protest into a church this morning in Minneapolis. That is complete BS. First of all, I had no idea who the organization was until I arrived this morning. And number two, that's what every journalist should be doing. Exactly.
It sounds like bullshit. You just flew into Minnesota for no reason and didn't know anything about the... Yeah, okay. That's bullshit.
What I did was report, chronicle, and commit an act of journalism, which is what every journalist should be doing. That's what happened. So if you really want to know the truth about what happened, why don't you check it out at the Don Lemon Show on YouTube, on Substack, and on Twitch. And follow us on any of our socials if you really want to know the truth rather than getting some right-wing propaganda from a so-called news network.
Maybe you didn't lead it, but you definitely conspired and you were a part of it. So that should be enough to hang your ass. And I don't mean that because you're a black guy. I'm just saying, like, you did something stupid. Something super stupid. Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh, this is another confrontation. Let's see what Don Lemonhead does here. The message keeps getting drowned out. Minnesota looks chaotic to the outside world. If it's beyond chaotic, man. That's not even a joke. People are protesting, but half of them do not even seem to know why they are there.
These people have come into our
Just
house.
to incite violence. That's why they're there.
And they've interrupted our worship. This is a house of peace, and we try to proclaim that.
Right.
And this stirs division and rancor. And in the end, it's not helpful. Ultimately, I believe they've lost. They've emptied a house of worship. Everybody's gone home. Their point has been proven worthless. And so, in the end, I think they lose. But more importantly, if I was to break into any of their houses uninvited, cause derision and upset according to their values, I would be kicked out ultimately. It's not a good way.
Right.
I feel violated. I feel interrupted.
Right. And not only, it's not only just about, his house example, but just, again, think about this in a synagogue. You'd immediately be called a Nazi. You'd immediately be referred to as somebody who is like Hitler. You would be, if you weren't met by force at the door. I'd be surprised if you could walk into a synagogue or a mosque like this without being checked at the door. Not only that, but I actually found the FACE Act. I have it actually pulled it up, so I'll put it up right here on my screen so you guys can see it as well. The FACE Act, the Freedom of Access to Clinical Entrances Act of 1994, is a U.S. federal law making it illegal to use force, threats, or physical obstruction to prevent people from obtaining or providing reproductive health services or exercising religious freedom at places of worship. It covers interfering with patients, providers, and damaging facilities, allowing for both criminal prosecution and civil lawsuits. The law is controversial, with supporters seeing it as crucial protection for clinical access, while opponents argue it stifles free speech and peaceful protests, leading to recent debates and attempts to repeal it. And that last part right there is kind of ironic that Google would throw that in, but at the end of the day, it's on the books, it's there. It's a federal law making it illegal to use force, threats, or physical obstruction to prevent people from obtaining or providing reproductive health services or exercising religious freedoms at places of worship. Yeah, let's see what else this old man has to say to
I feel angry.
May I ask you something? When you were saying if you had showed up at their house, they're saying that people are showing up at houses where there are citizens
Yes.
without due process
Yes.
and breaking and entering the house.
Yes.
One that we saw, I've been watching from New York, with a battering ram into someone's private property, and
Yes.
there's no recourse.
Yes.
There's no, you understand what I'm saying?
This is all part of a much larger dialogue,
It's crazy.
in my opinion.
They used the battering ram to go into somebody's house, but what was that person? I've seen any videos of ICE going into somebody's house? I haven't seen it. I've seen ICE catching people. I've seen ICE, detaining people, pulling them out of their cars, but going into their house, I haven't seen it. I would love to see that video.
On one side, are people who watched a previous administration bring 12 million people in over the course of 4 years, and many of them undocumented, many of them criminals, etc.
It's ironic. Here's a nice clear shot of all the people that walked in there to protest. This would be a good evidence to use.
This is another administration's corrective. Now, whether you agree with the policies or procedures, I think I could actually be sympathetic to some of the things where there have been challenges to fashion and decency. At the same time, these are what are called targeted interventions by ICE to keep the American people safe.
If I respectfully may interject here, I've been out reporting on a lot of these, and they're not targeted. There are no warrants signed by a judge, let me finish. And they're American citizens, many of them. Most of the people that they detain don't have criminal convictions or criminal records.
I'm not going to get into the
bullshit.
weeds.
Even that is bullshit. Kristi Noem said it earlier today. 70% of the people who they detained have committed a crime or have a criminal record, a secondary one. We're not just talking about coming into the country illegally. We're talking about the fact that they committed a crime while in here. It's like, what do you... And that's easy. You could Google that shit and find it. It's like, you know, it's funny because the previous administration were like, oh, believe the administration. Believe what they say. Believe what they say. And now the next administration is telling you things, and we're like, oh, we don't believe anything you guys say. It's like, so what do? We only believe Democrats now? We never believe Republicans? Like, this shit gets tiring over time. It's like, come on. The lack of common sense is shocking. Yeah, it shouldn't be that shocking.
You should know that, though. Don't you think that's part of it?
Yes, and I could also show you many opposing sides where we're also picking up the very criminals that have put Americans in danger. And I'm not saying it's pretty. I'm not saying it's not messy. I'm not saying it couldn't be better. I'm saying this is a part of a much larger dialogue in which one administration caused a great deal of chaos and havoc and danger for American citizens, and another is trying to correct that.
Do you believe that? Why honestly,
okay.
Let me talk to you just on the facts.
You're not a journalist.
Yes, I am. I want to give you the facts.
See, now he gets in front.
Did you know that undocumented people and immigrants commit far less crime than American citizens?
We're done here. We're done here.
Than natural-born Americans? You won't listen.
If you could ask,
I'm giving you the facts. It is.
Give me facts. I would have a conversation.
But I can respond to you.
No.
Did Jesus stand with the oppressed?
Because he doesn't want to listen to facts. That's the interesting thing about this, is that they won't listen to facts.
No.
You won't, because
when you pose as a journalist,
I am a journalist. Journalist gives facts.
And then you start correcting me with facts, and don't have.
You shouldn't hear the facts.
Of course, I should hear the facts.
Most of the people who are picked up
but will you
not.
Give me the facts on both sides.
That is the facts on both sides. Most of the people who are picked up and are detained are not convicted. They have no criminal convictions. They have no criminal records. None. That immigrants commit far less crime than native-born Americans. So they won't listen to the facts. Anyways, these folks are still out here.
Right. They won't listen to the facts, so they just won't listen to your facts. See, this clown protesting the church is a paid protester. He was harassing DC National Guards a few months back. He is coordinating with Don Lemon. Nothing the left does is organic. It's all fake, staged, and in this case, very gay. And this is what losing looks like.
You ever fucking deployed? Oh, you've never deployed. So you're a staff sergeant, never deployed, who is now violating the Constitution.
Excuse us.
What's your deal? You don't believe in the Constitution? Is that what it is?
How do you get paid for this?
I don't get paid at all. I'm a volunteer. I do this for love of the Republic. Unlike you. You come from some fucking state far away to come fucking betray your oath to the Constitution. It's funny to you, motherfucker? You piece of fucking shit. Never did a damn thing for this country, but you wear that uniform with pride. What's up, bitch? What's up?
Hi, how's it going?
What you got to say, motherfucker?
You're just starting trouble.
Punk ass bitch.
You're harassing our
Fuck
soldiers.
off. I'm a combat infantry veteran. These fuckers ain't done shit.
Yeah, and I served for 30 fucking years.
So what? Yo, so you don't believe in the Constitution either, asshole?
That's exactly why they're out.
You're so fucking stupid. You don't know nothing about the Constitution.
just yelling at people, trying to start fights, trying to cause an issue, really. That's what he'd like for him to react. It is what it is, but there you have it. Don Lemonhead acting like a retard. Let's see this before and after. It's a 4-minute clip, but let's watch it.
MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. So let me just make it clear, because this assistant attorney general, I don't know, gosh, what's her name? Something Hammett, Dillon or whatever. So I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know
seems like you got the call.
So we followed them there. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protest started in the church,
bullshit?
we
A
then
bullshit?
acted journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism. First Amendment, all that stuff. For all of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist, there you go. So why don't you talk
That's not how the First Amendment works, though,
actual
bud.
person who
Come on, bud.
is in charge of the organization and whose idea it was to have the protests at the church before you start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea.
Oh, all of y'all can get locked up together.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
And we all have the address, right?
Yes.
Everybody has the address?
So they're getting the operation together. Again, this is an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen, but you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. That is what I could say. I turned our camera off of them because they're giving some critical information here. But there we go. Everybody's ready to go. Let's go. Okay.
That's being a part of it.
Thank you guys for being. Thanks for allowing me to be here.
Okay,
Thank you guys.
Okay.
How are you?
Good.
to see you. We're on. We're not saying what it is, what's going on, but thank you. Tell us why you're doing this.
So
This is Nakima Levy Armstrong. She's on the show
Nakima
on
Levy
Friday.
Armstrong, civil rights attorney, longtime activist here in the community. And, we protest and do activism in all kinds of ways. This is Operation
Cameraman
Pull Up,
sucks.
more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere that is a key location. They
And
don't
harass
expect
people.
us to come there. And then we disrupt business as usual.
Okay,
Harass.
so we're going to go to the operation again. We're not going to give any of the information away. Yeah, but seatbelt. Don't give anything away. But we're doing this clandestine secret operation.
Clandestine. He keeps saying that like it's.
And they have found out some information that they want to careful. It's very slippery. Very slippery. They found this operation. They found out some inside information, right?
Yeah.
And so they're going to. You know where you're going?
Yeah, I know
Okay,
exactly
good.
where I'm going.
But again, this is just the beginning of this clandestine operation that they're doing here because of some inside information that they got. So this is going to be very interesting. But this is this is just very rough, off the cuff.
Very rough indeed.
IRL. This is a true IRL because it's not produced. We don't know what's happening. We kind of do, but we don't know how it's going to play out.
Right.
So we'll get to see some of the.
So you kind of do or you don't?
What happens after this sort of surprise?
It'd be good if you had your meta glasses on.
I do have them.
Inside the building.
I may do that, but I don't know. Can you switch over to my meta? No. We are here. Now, do you think if you just have it, I think maybe if you just have it on the church, but if they see me, they're going to know. No?
It just depends.
If they see me, like you're some famous, like this dude.
Don't name the location.
I'm not naming the location, but I mean, I'm just wondering if
at
you
some
see
point,
me,
the
folks inside see me.
Are the congregants really on live instead of in service right now?
No, but they'll be like, why is Don Lemon here?
Yeah, nobody knows who you are, Don. I'm mad I even know who you are. Okay, but you knew nothing about it, did you, buddy? All right, well, I think I've covered Mr. Lemonhead enough for today. I've had enough of his antics. Oh, wait. Let's watch this. I think this is this the video of Justin A.G. Hamed Dillon? Says those who paid for, coordinated, or participated in the attack on a Minnesota church made a big mistake. 26 seconds
The people who did this made a big, big mistake, whoever they are. We are investigating exactly who they are, who coordinated with them, who paid for it, and who was there. And this will be met with the full force of the United States Department of Justice, as the Attorney General has directed. And we discussed yesterday with the pastor, who was totally shaken. He was with his family. We want to make sure everyone felt safe. And there will be further legal action in coming days. The people who did this.
Lemonhead is going to jail. Lemonhead is going to jail. Jail. Jail, jail, jail. Jail, my friend, jail. Did I say it enough yet? Jail.